I noticed the other day that the change oil light came on in the 2013 Dodge Dart. So it's now time to change the oil on a 1.4 liter turbo Dodge Dart. You can see the dash here says change oil. So the first thing I'm going to do, safety first, put a wheel chock behind the back wheel here, and then I can proceed to jack the vehicle up. And once I get it jacked up high enough so I can get under it, I want to put a jack stand under it and set it down on the jack stand. That way I have another point of contact should anything go wrong. I'm going to start out under the hood, and I'm going to take off the shroud over the engine. This just makes it easier to get to everything underneath the shroud, and it just simply pulls up once I take the two bolts out. I'm going to take the oil cap off first so that everything drains out very easily. Now what I'm going to do is take an old rag and wrap it around where the oil filter comes out. That way if anything drips, it won't get all over my engine. It'll be a whole lot easier to clean up. Once I get that stuff down in there, I'm going to come in with my 29mm socket and just loosen up the oil filter cap here. Once I get that loosened up, I can then unscrew it the rest of the way by hand, and then I pull it out. And as I pull it out, you can see here it's dripping oil all over, but most of it's getting on the rag, so that'll make it easier to clean up. Now the oil filter element itself gets stuck in the cap. Once I get that out, I can pull my O-ring off, and your new filter should come with a new O-ring. You'll put that on around the outside, make sure it gets in the groove, and then you want to apply a thin coat of clean oil around the O-ring before reinstalling it. And then you take your new filter and clip it into place, and you'll see it clips right into place, and it'll stay in the cap, which makes it real easy to put back in. So I want to get this started by hand and put it in as tight as I can by hand, and then I'll come back in with my 29mm socket. And if you're using a torque wrench, you'll want to set the torque wrench to 19 foot-pounds, and that's how tight your oil filter cap will be. Next, I'm going to go underneath the car, and you'll notice this has an aerodynamics package on it, so I have to open this trap door here, and I'm going to take off the cover. I use a 13mm socket to loosen up the nut, and then it just snaps off. You can see it pulls right out. And then I'm going to take off my oil drain plug, which is a 7mm socket here, and then I'll let the oil drain out. And once all the oil's out, I can then replace the drain plug. I want to start it out by hand so I don't cross thread the bolt. Then I can come back in with my socket, and this gets tightened to 20 foot-pounds of torque. Once I get that done, I take my aerodynamic panel cover here, snap that back into place, and then I can use my socket to put the nut back in to hold that panel in place. Now I'm going to be using 4 quarts of 5W40 synthetic oil, so I can go ahead and put my funnel in my filler hole here and go ahead and dump my 4 quarts in. Once I get that done, go ahead and put my cap back on, tighten that up. Then I'm going to get my engine shroud and go ahead and reinstall that. And once I'm done here, I want to go ahead and check my oil level, start the engine, check for any leaks, and then I'll check the oil level once again just to be sure. Once that's all done, I still need to reset my light inside my dashboard. So to do that, I put the key to the on position, and then I tap the gas pedal 3 times. And that's how you change the oil in a 2013 1.4 liter turbo Dodge Dart. I'm How To Bob. Thanks for watching.